You're watching Influencers. I'm Abha.
And I'm Devna. We bring you fresh insights
From impactful people
with impactful content.
Enjoy.
So you're managing the biggest brand in India today, someone who's recognized internationally as well. How did this journey begin?
I never used to follow cricket too much. I shouldn't be saying that, but it's true. I'm a football fan, and I came across Star Sports and I saw there was the Under-19 World Cup going on in Kuala Lumpur. And I saw Virat. Virat wasn't batting, he was fielding, but I don't know why he caught my eye because of the way he was the captain of the team, the way he was talking to everyone and the way he was taking charge of the situation. I continued to watch it. So I was watching and I was sort of enjoying his energy on the field. They went out to bat, he didn't score runs. He got out pretty cheaply. But I still felt there was something about this kid. So we were talking, but he was already signed with another company. So I approached the other company and I said, you know, this boy wants to work with me. Would you be willing to sort of see how we can work together with him? So I don't want to get into the details of that other agency and how that happened, but I did eventually. The other agency actually asked me to buy out his contract. So they asked me for a fat sum of money in those days, which was a lot of money, which I didn't have. And I said, you know, I don't know, for some reason I went and I borrowed the money from my family and I bought out his contract. And I said, this is going to be the smartest or the dumbest investment I've ever made.
So what are some of the brands he's associated with and some of the ownerships that he has apart from endorsements?
The whole idea is to move away from endorsements. You know, you asked me how many endorsements Virat has. We had 20 endorsements 2 years ago. We had 18 last year. We have 16 this year. And I'm going to bring that down further. So it was like what I was saying earlier about striking a fine balance. You know, there's only so much of a window of opportunity that a cricketer has. And so you do some endorsements for a commercial gain. You do some endorsements which lends well to your image, which sort of uplifts your brand, your brand value, and then you do certain, well, not endorsements but more associations that will not maybe give you something upfront in terms of commercial value, but in the long term. So cricketers today retire at what, 34, 35, they start retiring. Somebody as good as Sachin, obviously wait till he was 40, but otherwise the average age is that. So you only have a very small window of opportunity, unlike cinema, where you know you have actors who are 50 plus but are still, you know, in the game. So it's very important that we strike a fine balance between what we can commercialize short term and long term. So I think he sort of the most important aspect of our relationship is the freedom that he's given me, and that he has said, you know what, I will do what I do best on the field. You do what you do best off of it. I'm not going to question you. Over time, you know, given the exposure that kids have today, given the internet and given Google and given, you know, all the television that we have today, there's a lot more sport available. There's a lot more to sort of consume and for people to see what's out there in the world. So I think the opportunity is a lot more that is available today, and I think that's what we've sort of capitalized on, or we're trying to capitalize on.
What does it feel like to be managing a brand this size?
Oh, I'm learning. So I think it's like I'm going back to school every day. So for me, I think I owe it to Virat that I have to be on top of my game in terms of what are the opportunities and what are the possibilities to do with an athlete. You know, I've literally been right from the UK to the US several times over the last 3 or 4 years, talking to, you know, international agencies, seeing what they're doing with the Federer, with a Nadal, with a Messi, with the LeBron James, Ronaldo. You know, I've had extensive conversations in terms of, you know, just to pick their brains. And I've seen what they're doing, and I just feel that today as an athlete, Virat has become a lot bigger than cricket. You know, he's way bigger than cricket. He's become bigger than the game. You know, Sania did that for us at one point, where she became bigger than tennis.
What I want to ask is, with every record that he breaks, okay, obviously his price goes up.
No, that's a myth. Every time he does something, I get 15 phone calls from the media asking me, oh, so now what are you quoting for him? I said, it doesn't matter. You know, after a while, it does not really matter what he does on field. It's fine. You know, he's going to keep breaking records and he's going to keep doing well. It doesn't mean that it directly affects his price point.
And Do you have evidence? Do they give you evidence, or do they tell you that if once he endorses a brand, they see a jump in sales?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Can you give me an example?
Flying Machine, they had a 400% increase in sales over 4 years when he was with the brand. Virat is not the most talented cricketer. I mean, I know cricketers who are way more talented than him, but the amount of hard work that Virat has put into his game has made him as good as he is today.
When you're sort of capitalizing on a brand like Virat, is it today as important his actions off field as it is on field?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's one of the reasons why Virat is who he is and where he's reached, because he's very, very, you know, people think Virat's arrogant, and he's not. He's just very reserved, and he's a family guy. He's not somebody who goes out there, you know, painting the town red. He's somebody he's a very simple boy, and he likes to sit at home, and he likes to, you know, being the captain of the Indian cricket team is a huge responsibility. So obviously he's going to want his downtime, and he's not an arrogant guy at all. People that know him personally will vouch for that, and I just feel that he's misunderstood more often than not, and it really doesn't. The good thing is that it doesn't affect him.
Who do you see as the next superstar in cricket after Virat? Big brand.
This I should not answer, because I think I have a couple of them. There are a couple of very big potentially very big athletes coming up the ranks in cricket. You know, KL Rahul is somebody who's done really well at a young age. Shreyas Iyer, who's just debuted for India, is doing well, and it's just very important that these boys understand that this is a long-term game, and they need to sort of focus and keep their heads down and play. And I think they have the potential. Athletes that come into the limelight, they sort of get swayed more often than not. And they get swayed by people close to them, not by strangers. They get swayed by family, by close friends, people who are looking to make a quick buck and sort of, you know, short sell them in terms of short-term gains. So I think that's when a lot of these guys sort of lose focus. So I think the first thing when I sat Virat down, I said, you know what, and I do that with all my athletes. I say, when you make money, I make money. So if I'm telling you not to do something, I'm telling you for a reason. So focus on your game, money will come. You do what you do best, which is on the field, and everything will happen off of it.
So when he retires, what are you going to do?
Oh, we've got, Virat and me have decided to retire together. So we've got all the businesses that we're seeding right now, hopefully will pay dividends 10 years from now, so both of us can retire. He's promised to buy me an island.
Thank you.
Superb.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this interview, please follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
The links are on the bottom of your screen. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube. Simply type in influencers and our names and follow us there.
Bye.